Hi bakers, we are going to portion out our Butter Together energy cookie. We're going to use our number 16 blue handled scoop. Now, I learned from one of you that this comes in both a right-handed and a left-handed version. So if you're a lefty, look for a left-handed version. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time with the release. I've made dough all week here, and this dough that I'm using comes straight out of the refrigerator. It has my signature, put a hood on it, save the planet plastic shower cap. So I love these. I think I've had this now for 2.5 years, ever since we started Community Loaves and our Butter Together work. I just wash these and keep reusing them. All right, this dough I mixed up on Monday, or I think it was Monday. So it's been in the refrigerator for 72 hours. Definitely those grains are hydrated. You want to let it sit in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours, and up to 72 hours works just fine. And yes, you do need to scoop and weigh every dough ball. I know that may sound a little tedious, and I hope you just get into a rhythm of it, but we are leaning into the nutrition qualities of our wellness cookie, our energy cookie, and that means that if we're going to count on the nutrition, we have to count that it's the right size cookie. So 85 grams is your target. Let me show you how I do it here, and then we can talk more about it online. I just scoop in. I do not know how well this is going to weigh. I put it on my scale. I do not cover my scale. This is too much, by the way. It's 88, so I'm going to pinch off just a little bit. I'm not worried if it stays completely round. I pinch it off. I grab my ball, put it on my prepared tray. Okay. I use an unbleached parchment on my tray. We're going to go back and talk about that. First thing I want to do is load up my trays. In my house, and it might be different at yours, I can get 6 comfortably on my tray. That's what I like to do. I'm just going to keep going through here and get all 6 on. That last one was 85 exactly. That's 83. Yes, you can work in a range if you want. 83 to 87 is a fair tolerance. If you can get it right on to 85, all the better. If you need to add a little bit more, I'm just adding it to the top. It's going to mush right in, so don't worry. And I don't seem to mind sticky hands. I know that's not the same for everybody. But I prefer sticky hands, working through the project, then giving my hands a little wash before moving to the next thing, then using plastic gloves, okay? Just one less usage of plastic gloves. Let's save those for the hospital where they really have no choice. Okay, and I pinch a little bit off. And now my tray is done. I didn't cover my scale. I know I can use it. Your choice. You can put the dough back into the refrigerator between loading up your sheet trays. But I'm going to move on to flattening our cookies. Okay? So to flatten them, although water will allow you to flatten the cookie and release your hand, water also gets the top of the cookie really wet, and then that causes our sprinkled sugar to melt too soon. So I just take a square of my parchment paper, put it on top of the cookie, press down with the palm of my hand. I give it a little circle smush, and I lift up. Then I go to the next one, do a little circle, and lift up. Same, I complete all of them And I'm pressing down so that the cookie is a 1/2 inch. Also, if you want a measurement, it should be 3 1/8 to 3 1/2 inches wide. Then it will fit into our packaging sleeve. So press down, give it a little turn, and if you happen to press a little too far on 1 or 2 of them and they don't fit into the packaging, that's a Scooby snack. So that's for us to eat. All right, so easy peasy. I actually reuse this one parchment through the entire process, although I have more that I've made. All right, my cookies are done. They're flattened. I only have one more step before going into the oven, and that's to sprinkle them with sugar. 1/4 teaspoon is all we need and all we're allowed for our nutrition. And in this case, you're using a coarse granular sugar. The recipe says demerara sugar or turbinado sugar. Both of them are raw sugars. They're brown. They haven't been highly processed. Sprinkle that on top. It gives the cookie a really nice crunch. I'm going to put these into the oven. In my house, I bake these at 365 degrees. I put 2 trays in the oven. I top tray and a middle tray for 8 minutes. Then I rotate them, the middle to the top to the middle, and I turn it, and another 8 minutes. My 365 degrees I do on convection. So that's what works at my house, and I've done quite a few of these, and I know, and it's been tried and true, and so I've stuck with that. I highly encourage you to get to know your oven and figure out what works best with your combination of your sheet trays, your parchment or your Silpat, and your oven, convection or not convection. When I take these out of the oven, I'm going to have another conversation about the baking quality. So watch that next video.